thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Kinga, I especially like to thank you. Your, I guess, dedication and commitment to the election is extraordinary, and I don't know if everyone is aware of the circumstances, but Kinga had to make some big sacrifices to be involved in the election. But at any rate, we're dealing with that, and hopefully it's going to shortly turn out for the best. But Kinga, I think you're really to be commended for your efforts during this election. I would also like to thank everyone else. I'd like to thank Jane, and Jane, I don't know where you get your energy from, but you certainly have it, and you were there as often, I guess, as anyone who lived right in town here, and it was amazing to me to see someone from Burlington and someone from the party caucus who I'd never even met before come out and put so much time into winning this election. I'm really glad that we did win it. I'm hoping that it does what they think it was going to do, and that was to get a foothold in the city of Toronto, and hopefully then turn this win into more wins, and turn those wins into governing the province of Ontario. I think it can happen. There's still more work to be done, as you know, though. So we will be actively putting together a campaign team shortly. And if you know of any friends who would like to get involved and have key positions or do as much as they would like, we'd appreciate those names. Financially, Barry, we did very well, thanks to John Capobianco and Mike Harris and the Fords and others that got involved in some of our fundraising. And I think from a fundraising standpoint, we are on healthy ground here. We're still going to be shy of what we need for the next election, but we've certainly got a good amount in the bank that'll lend us, put us in good stead to complete the job. The Liberals, I think, are hanging on by their toenails. They lost 3 of the 5 ridings. They were Liberal stronghold ridings. They were cabinet minister spots that, by any stretch of the imagination, if things were going well for them, they would have been able to hang on to 4 out of 5 of them, if not all of them. So it was difficult for us to expect to take them all, but even just to take this one, I think, was a big step in the right direction. Tim Hudak, as you know, convinced me of the importance of it and talked me into doing this, because I really had no personal ambition or intention of getting involved in provincial politics other than maybe to help someone. But intellect said that if we could get the right candidate in this area, we could maybe win it. And whether it was me or maybe it was somebody else that had been around municipally for a while, that it could happen. And it did happen, and thank heavens it did, because what we're up against with the NDP is that they wouldn't pull the plug on the Liberal government, because they know that by not pulling the plug, they force the by-elections. Like, there's a time frame required for these by-elections to take place. So by not forcing the general election, they're really forcing the by-elections. And they know in the by-elections, they can concentrate their paid union friends and others into certain areas where they can really make hay. And of course, when they've got 5 opportunities, they can pick their best chance, and they picked the 2 or 3 where they thought they had the best chance, and they were very, very successful at doing it. And that's why they did what they did. I don't think they can have that kind of success in a province-wide election, because they just can't concentrate that way. But certainly on a small election like 5 seats, they can do it, and that's why they did it. And I guess, you know, to their credit, they know what they were doing and made themselves look very good over it. But for Tim to, you know, have the thought and then be able to pursue a win here in Etobicoke-Lakeshore is another matter entirely, and I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for doing that. I think when the next election comes by, and if the public is still in mind as they were during those by-elections, that we're going to pick up a lot of seats that we never had before. And I think if there's a God in the sky up there, we're going to form the next government, and Tim is going to be the next Premier of the province of Ontario. Within a year, I'm sure of it. We've got to be ready for it. We will be ready for it. We're going to fight even harder than we fought for this one, and I'm sure there's going to be others joining us. So thanks again for all your support, and thanks for coming out tonight. Well done.
And help out at Etobicoke-Lakeshore. And I recognized that when I went, I was thrilled, because I knew that I was going to learn far more from Doug than he would probably learn from me. And it was a wonderful experience, because Doug is just the salt of the earth. What you see is what you get. So I was absolutely thrilled from his hard work and dedication that he won, and I'm thrilled to have him as part of our caucus because he brings something to the table that we all love. So I'm very much looking forward to him being there. And Monday we start, and very excited for it. His office is actually just around the corner from me on the 3rd floor, so I'm excited about that too.